Hello, Sam from Toolhead here today. Hey, we got an 18 F150. We previously did a pre-scan from a collision, so it's time to check to see if we did our job right. Uh, we're going to do the post scan, and we're going to set up the restraint control module and see if we left anything out. Stand by. Okay, so before we get going here, let's talk a little bit about pre-scan and post-scan for collisions. So there's a big push by manufacturers to do pre-scans and post-scans of collisions and to make sure that everything is fixed during a collision. Uh, not everything will bring up a code, stuff like that. There's procedures need to be taken when certain things are done. This is a front-end hit, and the shop was advised, since we do not do the ADAS alignment, that they need to contact the dealer and have the ADAS alignment checked. So that's not what we're here to do. We're not going to do the ADAS. We're not even going to look at it if there's not any codes or if there is any codes. So just understand that that's not part of what we're doing today. So there's big push by the manufacturers to do these pre-scans and post-scans. I think it's essentially to keep from the manufacturers from having to do any warranty work, but that's caused by a collision. That's my opinion. It's completely my opinion. Everybody will tell you they've got a different opinion of it. And then the other thing is, I think the insurance companies are starting to push it because they want to push off the liability. They want somebody else to be liable when something doesn't happen here. So any of the pre-scans and post-scans that we do at Tool Hut, we use the OE tool. We do not use any aftermarket equipment to do our pre-scans or post-scans. Just a procedure, just a policy that we decided. It is not a requirement by anybody, by any of the manufacturers. It's just a decision, business decision we made at Tool Hut. So today, I'm not the one that did the pre-scan. One of my other techs did the pre-scan. I do not have a copy of the pre-scan. Doesn't really matter to me. So I'm here to do the post-scan. I'm going to do the setup of the restraint control module because the restraint control module was replaced. I got a list of parts that have been replaced, but that's the only thing that needs to be programmed. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to do the scan. We're going to set up the restraint control module. We're going to do another scan to make sure there's no codes. And if the pre-scan was done properly and the parts were installed properly and I do my job properly, when we're all done, there shouldn't be any codes in this whole truck. I'm not going to drive it when I'm done with it. I'm going to leave that up to the shop. So stand by here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our IDS. I've already started the identification process on this vehicle here. I'm using the VCM2 with the Ford IDS software to do this job. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a self-test. See what we got for continuous codes. I have sped up part of this process, so we're not just watching the blue lines. So here we got some codes. Again, I'm not going to do a lot with these codes here. I'm pretty much just scrolling through them, trying to see what I'm working with here. I like to know what I'm working with before I get too involved with the vehicle here. We did do the pre-scan, and we have a standard procedure for doing the pre-scan, so I'm pretty confident in the technician that did the pre-scan, so I'm not overly concerned, but I still like to know what I'm working with, because we did leave it in the hands of somebody else to complete the repairs. And some of these restraint control module codes just could be different configurations, stuff like that. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of weight in these. I'm just looking for something that stands out and smacks me on the face and says, hey, I need to be addressed. So just understand that we're not giving a whole lot of weight in here. So we're going to go to module programming, program module installation. The restraint control module should be the only thing that needs to be programmed here. Any codes I'm seeing, anything like that, looks like the only thing. It's the only module that was replaced. So it did ask me to verify the VIN. The VIN was correct. I always verify the VIN at the beginning when it brings up the VIN the first time. So you turn the key on, and then because I started with the replacement module, it was unable to pull the configuration data from the original module, which we already knew that. So it has to pull that data from the Motorcraft website, and it did it automatically. So pretty easy. And now we're just configuring the module. More or less just letting the tool do its job. Just making sure that everything works out. It tells me to turn the key off. No rocket science here today. I'm going to go back to the toolbox. I'm going to go, what we're going to do here is, when we were scrolling through the codes originally, you probably saw one that said longitudinal acceleration sensor. So we're going to do that first, kind of a standard procedure of ours. So we're going to do the Ivd Initialization Sequence. We're going to click on that right there. And it tells you some directions. Don't have any kids in the back of the truck, nothing like that. So steering wheel straight ahead. Don't put it on a hoist that's leaning one way or the other. So flat surface. Key on. Pretty simple. Again, we're just going to let the tool do the work. We're just telling it what to do. It says it was successful. Turn the key off. And we're just going to exit out of this menu here now. So we're going to go back to body. We're going to go do the occupant classification system reset. It's under restraints, passenger system reset. So it does not have the multi-contour seats. We do this as a standard procedure on any vehicle that's been in a collision, that we're doing the post scan and the any of the calibration type stuff at the end. So this is standard procedure for us. Whether there's codes or not, we always do a occupant classification reset if applicable to the vehicle, which is almost every vehicle today. Not all of them, but we still run into some that don't have it. But for the most part, it's pretty standard procedures. So it tells me that it passed, so we're going to hit exit. So at this point, I'm thinking we should be pretty close to being done. So let's go back to our codes here. And we're going to erase the codes now, which is going to start a sequence. It's going to erase the codes, and then it'll automatically reread the codes. But notice this is the first time I've cleared the codes. I kind of like to use them for reference sometime if I get one that's sticking out and poking me in the eye. I like to be able to go back and reference it. So I have sped up this part of the process as well, because this part seems to take a long time sometimes for these codes, clearing them and reading them. I guess it just depends on how many modules are on the vehicle. Sometimes it happens pretty fast, but this 18's got a lot of modules on it. We're just going to kind of scroll down through here. We're going to notice that we don't have any current codes anymore. So I am going to start the vehicle a couple times, cycle the key, turn the steering wheel back and forth, step on the brake, stuff like that. Let's see if I can cause some code, something to happen. So nothing happens. We're going to release this vehicle. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more videos. Visit our website, toolhutusa.com. Hit the bell if you want to be notified as the videos come out. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, suggestions, complaints. Hey, put it down there. I'm good with it. Have a great day.